Okay, and here we are. We're in the expansion area. I'm just sort of wandering around talking to people and orienting myself. Just wondering who's this emissary? Well, that is a good question. The emissary has been in the service of the three for a very long time. Some say since the beginning, which make him hundreds of years old. I don't know how much truth there is to that. There is no doubt he has been one of their most fervent servants. He goes with the three. He goes where the three will not, recruiting talented individuals in their name or scouring them from existence should their refusal be perceived as a threat to the gods. Ooh. I suspect many here were once recruited by him, including yours truly. Recruited by the emissary? This is her. Well, it's not the happiest of tales, but it all worked out in the end, I suppose. Oh, sorry there. I was 14 at the time. My parents had fallen ill to a pox that had claimed countless lives across the countryside. Things were not looking good, and we were running out of money. The little bit of medicine I could afford was quickly running out. Continue. Okay. Listen to the voices through the tricks beyond. Probably got out of bed the first time. Okay. Okay. What is this place? You can use powers this world has not yet seen. Three. You're really that out of your element? Three. The witch gods? By Bismio, Drige, and Solio. Very reasons why you stand here this day. We are, all of us, bound to their will. To serve them is to have purpose. Now, you have been called into their service as well. Yeah. Boy. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm gonna talk to this guy. Please do not instruct me for my task. I am Oath Keeper of blah blah blah. I have the sword and the shield and the righteous wrath. It's my sworn duty to defend Brother Sagon, and I'll do so with my life. And yours if need be. Wow, that's a mouthful. Watch yourself, stranger, and make no threats. Keep your distance and we shall have no quarrel. Yeah, if I don't, I must strike you down where you stand. Now is not the time for such ignorance. I'm sure you know this. You are an ally of the three, are you not? Now please leave me to my duty. Keep up the good work, whatever. There's a lot of peoples around here. Can't talk right now. Maurice is watching. Who's Maurice? She's the love of my life. That's who Maurice is. Please, leave before she sees us talking. I don't want her to get the wrong idea. Wrong idea? I want her to think I'm, talking to you. You know what I mean. I have no idea. Okay, who's this? Hello, Maurice. I'm a bit busy right now. Come back and see me when you're finished with the emissary. Okay.
Serve the three and prosper. Deny them and...
Guy.
Stay out of my way and we'll get along just fine.
Sure. Guess I better read this. And certain you have heard the whispers as I have. The mad one is restless. I'm gonna turn on some heat here. His mind is filled. I'm gonna back up a little here too. Get warm. With visions of the burning one's return. The bonds are broken and his power restored. He can unmake everything. You don't have to remind you of the consequences. The triumvirate's fate is bound in this moment. Send word along the spider's web. Rally the servants of Bismiel. I invoke the sacred covenant. The forces of the three must converge in the forgotten lands of the Corvan people. Our forces must unite against this threat, or divided we shall succumb to the vengeful flames. None must be allowed to defy our summons. Any that do are as much enemy as the forces we contend with. We must not allow ourselves to be distracted by the machinations of ethereals or the bloodletters succumbing to their own doom. Oh, there we go. The danger they pose pales in comparison to what awaits us if we fail, and if the web has done its part, then Erulian survivors will at least stymie their progress long enough for our matters to be settled. Seek out the twin statues. You know of which I speak. The veil there is thin and will serve as an opportune location to begin our work. Boy, this is a mouthful to read. Ah. At the request of the Infinite Eye, I've dispatched the emissary to track down valuable allies who will turn the tide in our favor. I consider their lives expendable in pursuit of victory, but one must not tamper with the whims of fate when they are so clearly written before us. By the three thrones we will eradicate this threat to our gifts. The world will tremble before the might of the witch gods. Sagon, Vicar of Soleil. Good for him. What a happy fella.
So you are what the emissary has brought us. Are you prepared for the trials ahead? This should prove entertaining.
Look at his eyeballs.
That would be brief.
Sorry, I can't talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Okay, maybe later. Alright. Who are you? You important? How about you? Speak to Atron. Hey, Atron. Okay. I have no idea where I'm going, man. It's a big little city. Huh. Yeah, well. How do you unsummon things? Visions of terror. Whoops. This place we have chosen for our vigil, this conclave, it is a cursed land. The veil screams in agony. The whispers from beyond threaten to unravel reality. Every night I've spent here, the visions of the other side came more frequently and with greater clarity. What I first thought were images of darkness turned to be much more. Within it were the screams of a million souls crying out to me, crying out for mercy. As my dreams solidified, I realized that the darkness moved. It writhed like a mass of tentacles, endlessly searching for something. The sight of it filled me with terror beyond anything I've ever felt. I awoke gasping for breath and grasping for anything within reach that would remind me that I left the dream. To the chagrin of my fellow seers sharing the tent, shaken and unable to sleep, I sought wisdom of the oracle. To my surprise, or perhaps I should have expected this, my master was already waiting for me inside his tent. Lanterns illuminated him in the flickering light as he sat cross-legged, without his usual regalia, on a rug with tea set out for us. As he stared ahead with his blank eyes, he gave me a tight-lipped smile and motioned for me to sit. Before I could utter a word, he said, "You go." I was taken aback and blinked. The oracle continued by describing exactly what I had seen in my dreams, as if he had been there to share them with me. The insatiable night, he called it, the eternal darkness that exists in the beyond, is primordial, unfathomable to the human mind. We see it as a mass of writhing tentacles. But what is truly is, cannot be described in words. Ugol exists to consume everything, its endless pursuit halted only by the light of the celestial stars. I was told that it is a gift and a burden to bear witness to the makings of reality. What I had seen cannot be unseen. When I started visibly shaking, the oracle placed his palm upon my forehead, and for a moment I could swear his eye tattoos were staring at me. Yet I found myself instantly calmed. When I asked what he had done, he would not say, but he offered to teach me a technique to calm myself and banish the darkness from my nightmares. It is a lucid method by which I would conjure my own stars into the dream, brighter than the desert. I thanked him for his wisdom and promised to return the next eve for my lesson. As I stood to leave, I glanced in his direction. He was staring ahead as before, a somber expression on his face. His tea remained untouched. I said no more and closed the tent flap behind me. It would seem my visions have disturbed the oracle as well, but I trust that his judgment and foresight will carry us through whatever darkness looms on the horizon. I pray to Dreege that the oracle's teachings will spare me further nightmares. Well, that's special. Okay,
Hey there, traveler.
I have no idea where I'm going, man.
A challenge awaits, and a challenger stands. But which will endure? The eye knows the answer.
Yeah? Let's get this map thing going here. 'Cause I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. I'm gonna go over here. This is a huge city, man. Figure out what I'm doing, how I'm getting there. Okay. Oh, here we go. I think this is it here. Dun, 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 dun.
The emissary warned me of your coming, but whether you may remain here is not a matter of his choosing. I will decide who stays and who dies. Are you prepared to face the trials? Save your questions for the scholars. If you are to survive out here, then you must be tested against the terrors of the Eldritch Realm. Are you right now, my role here is to determine whether you are worth the risks of bringing into our fold. Now, are you ready to begin or not?
Uh-huh.
The emissary was right, as usual. You have earned the right to stand among us in the real trials to come. By the blessing of the Covenant, I am the mistress of the Sentinels. Those sworn to guard the interests of the Three and the survival of our people answer to me. They swear their oaths to the gods and to me, just as you have made an unbreakable oath that guides your existence. Our battle against the fiery fury boiling beneath the sands, of course. A forgotten god stirs. An ancient enemy of mankind threatens to destroy us all. We must rise to face this threat before all is lost. By the blessing of the Covenant, I am the mistress of the Sentinel.
Yeah, okay. Who are you?
The oracles of Dreeg spoke of your arrival. Their mad choir whispers of you marching alongside our forces into the tomb of the Eldritch Sun and emerging triumphant. But even their eyes cannot peer into what I offer. The Shattered Realm is unlike anything mankind has ever witnessed, teeming with wealth and power beyond imagining, but also dangers not unlike those that we face even now on Cairn. But before you can enter this treacherous reality, I must know that you are indeed the one the oracles speak of. Earn your place within our camp, and we can speak more of the Shattered Realm's mysteries. The Shattered Realm is not some playground. It carries great risks, and I must know you are prepared. Speak to the emissary, earn a right to battle alongside one of the cults gathered here, and we shall speak again. It is very much a reflection of our own physical reality, but broken and distorted. Whatever entity crafted this realm, it seems it has long vanished, and with its absence, the world crumbles. As far as I know, it goes on forever, but as its light fades, so the insatiable darkness consumes it. The deeper you dig, the tougher the opposition may become. Occasionally, you may encounter powerful guardians of the realm that will seek to stop you. But should you triumph against them, vast wealth awaits. Upon entering the Shattered Realm, you will appear within a shard. The way forward will only open once you've gathered enough souls from its forsaken denizens. I shall keep the way open for you so that you can return during your current journey.
Over here.
I could hear the battle from here. So then, are you ready to open your eyes to powers beyond imagining? To secrets better left uncovered? Ah yes, ever driven by action. I admire your conviction. The fated hour is nearly upon us. Soon we shall strike as one against our formidable foe. But we cannot act brashly. Precautions must be taken. Each of the cults is preparing in their own way. Speak to the masters of the cults of Bismiel, Dreeg, and Salile. Learn of their methods and align yourself to one cause. Draelus, Basilla, and Sagon are already expecting you. While we may be allies in this endeavor, the cults do not always see eye to eye on all matters. It is best for the sake of peace that you assist only one of the cults. Do not be concerned, though. The others will not see you as a foe for your decision. Not here. Besides, you may not find all the methods we employ agreeable. Speak to the cult leaders, learn of their ways, and make your choice. When I first stood before the witch gods, I said to them that I shall serve in this life and the next if need be, but I shall only ever serve the three, not Bismiel, not Dreeg, not Salile. And so, I am the herald of the gods, the one who spreads their message and finds worthy allies. All the cults look to my guidance. Even the gods have sought my counsel in the past.
Okay. Now where am I going? Okay. Okay. I think we gotta go. Alright, first of all, let's go down the stairs. Okay. Oh, here's somebody over here.
You show promise. Perhaps you would be of value to Salile. It remains to be seen if the emissary was right about you. Salile does not need your help, but that does not mean we cannot benefit one another. Only those willing to make any sacrifice, to go to any ends necessary, are of use to Salile. The world is ripe with power for the taking, if you have the will to claim it. Bismiel and Dreeg hope to manipulate events to glean a favorable future. Salile knows that the mighty carve their own future. Salile is the youngest of the three, but do not mistake that for weakness. His mastery of the Eldritch fire is without equal. The very essence of the Eldritch realm is for him to mold as he sees fit, and he shares this knowledge with his loyal servants. But such power does not come without sacrifice. Some must die so that others can bask in his glory, the ultimate display of loyalty. Cruel. The world is cruel. Salile expects great sacrifice, yes, but in return he gifts us with unfathomable power. What god worshipped in the fallen empire can offer the same?
The weeping spines do not lie. You have come to fragment the memories of the forgotten. But who will stand by your side? Will you step into the spider's web? Or will you kindle the flame? Or perhaps you will weep for the eye that sees all. Much purpose flows within you. Allow me to temper that potential. Through the great Guardian's eyes, we shall divine the true path beyond humanity's struggles. Let the others play with their eldritch toys and arcane spectacles. It falls upon us to strike the balance. The strands of fate have been exposed to his infinite gaze. His wounds weep for our future, just as his reach seeks a path through the calamities that still await. Dreeg is the oldest of the witch gods. He sought to know all, to witness the truth in the fabric of our reality. He cast aside the ancient warnings, threw caution to the wind, and reached beyond the curtain that seeks to blind us of true sight. Even his knowledge and wisdom did not prepare him for what he witnessed. The event changed him irrevocably, and while his mortal eyes were forever blind, so his eldritch eyes had opened. For the first time in his life, Dreeg saw the world for what it truly was, and he saw rot. Dreeg does not distract himself with the folly of mortal pursuits. In the end of all things, we must strike balance.
You've been quite a sight since entering our camp. I'm shivering with anticipation for what's next. But will you be at my side? Or would you rather waste your time on the minions of Dreeg and Salile? My dear, who needs to see the future when you can manipulate it from the shadows? Salile would have you play with fire and get burnt. But Bismiel offers you the true gifts of the Eldritch realm. Every hound, every raven, every fiend that's ever crossed the Veil can and will serve the schemer. All are bound within the web. No move can be made without tugging at the strings, until finally, the spider strikes. Bismiel is like a dreadweave widow, sultry, manipulative, and deadly. But no, she is not a spider in the physical sense. The schemer takes on many forms, all a means to an end. A pompous oligarch, an unassuming beggar, a seductress. All the faces of Bismiel. If you would ever be so blessed to witness her true form, then you are already dead. A favorite legend among the rabble is that the secrets of the Eldritch realm were whispered in the goddess's ear by a spider. I believe it happened on a night of fire and passion, of betrayal and lust for power. The Lady of Whispers always gets her way in the end. It was by her machinations that the Empire's inquisitors spent centuries aimlessly hunting for the witch god cults, their efforts confounded by the endless weave of decoys and lies. Only a select few are trusted in knowing the span of Bismiel's web. I have the honor of sitting at its center. Bismiel is like a dreadweave widow, sultry.
You show promise. Perhaps you would be of value to Salile. It remains to be seen if the Salile does not need your help, but that does not mean we cannot benefit one. I will allow it. We will see if you have what it takes to work alongside Salile's aspirants. The Forgotten God stirs within his tomb, which now serves as a bastion for his followers, but not for long. They've caught Salile's attention. Their deaths are inevitable. You've taken up enough of my precious time. I must tend to Salile's wishes. Speak to Riken here at the camp. He will guide you to our goals.
So, you're the latest blood to join our ranks. You survived the trials, which is more than I can say for some of this lot, so I expect similarly impressive results. Are you ready to get started, then? The servants of an ancient god they call Korvac have infested the Corbin Basin and now stand in our way. Exterminating vermin, war, a massacre, call it what you want. We cannot proceed without preparations. There is a temple not far north from here, dedicated to some long-forgotten entity called a seer. It houses a relic of great power, known as the Eye of Akur. The temple's attendants likely used it for rituals and dazzling the sheep with false displays of the divine. We will put it to better use. Recover this relic in the name of Solile and bring it to me. I thought I told you.
Traveler, can you spare a minute?